Microbiota World is an initiative that was set up by Maria Gloria Dominguez Bello and Martin Blazer, and the idea is to preserve the microbiome for future generations. And it's set up a bit in a similar way as the Svalbard Seed Vault, where people will send seeds, or in our case microbiome samples that are then stored in a common place and basically are available for also future generations. So I think the purpose is really to preserve, so basically to keep the biodiversity for future generations, and the idea is not really to do research, so the idea is really the storage, and then basically people that would like to access the samples could get in contact with the local researchers that also deposited the samples. So microbes are really part of our lives. They're all around us, they're also in us. We're born basically and are colonized immediately with the microbiome, and together the microbes encode about 100 times more genes that we have in our own genome, and therefore they're also able to do a lot of functions that can then contribute to our well-being and our health. And I think more and more we're also aware that the disbalance in the microbiome, as an example, induced by our lifestyle or by the food that we consume, can then also affect the bacteria, and with that can affect further our own health, and therefore it's really important to study the microbiome in more detail. So in my lab we're interested in the role of the microbiome in childhood stunting. Childhood stunting is children are too small for their age due to chronic undernutrition. And what we found out is that there are specific bacterial taxa that are either too abundant or not abundant enough in the microbiome of these children. And this can then basically lead or contribute to the pathophysiology that we observe. And what we do now in my group is that we try to understand in more detail the molecular mechanisms that are underlying this host-microbe interactions. And we also try to find new treatment options that will allow to rebalance the microbiome and hopefully allow the children a better growth again.